What do you think is the single greatest photograph in history? Response 1.
The photo of Bruce McCandless floating untethered in space.
That is fucking terrifying.
Imagine skydiving and the chute fails, but instead of having a couple of minutes to contemplate your fate as the ground rapidly approaches, you have hours as you slowly drift off into space, wondering whether your suit radio will go before your oxygen does, knowing there's nothing you can do but watch everything every other human has ever known drift away from you for all eternity.
Or you could just ejaculate in the opposite direction of the space station. You'll make it back, eventually.
Two kinds of Redditors.
Read a thread yesterday with a rambling semi-coherent comment only a seasoned Redditor could follow. Second comment, dude how high are you? Maybe lay off the weed. Third comment, and hear me out, maybe smoke more. On that's why I've stuck around this degenerate's paradise.
Response 2.
You the real MVP here. I see you linking to the pictures these other lazy commenters mention but don't bother linking for us to reference. Silver, I appreciate it. Edit 2, a second silver medal. I feel really accomplished now. Maybe it's true what people say about millennials. I did nothing, got a reward, and it feels great. Edit 3, and now a gold. If you ask you excellent comment you will learn I don't use the features of Reddit enough to warrant this. They're totally right, too. Can I donate this to them?
Gonna have to quit soon. Gotta get some rest before an early shift tomorrow, but I will be back at it, smiley face.
Reddit needs you though.
Deleted.
This is so sad.
I love op.
Reddit needs you, someone pled, needs you where you are, they said. Needs you here and being you doing what it is you do. Reddit needs you here today, but he wouldn't stay. Had to leave to make it so. Please, they whispered, please don't go. And NBSP. Sad face.
Response 3.
Prepare to meet thy God. A bomb disposal expert walks to defuse a potential explosive device in Northern Ireland, 1970.
I've never seen this picture before but it's hauntingly beautiful. Did the man survive?
Yes, he did survive.
Response 4.
The first Hubble Deep Field.
Context for anyone who doesn't know what the deep field is. Back in the day, NASA asked, hey, what do you reckon is out there where there's no stars? So to answer this, they pointed the Hubble telescope at a spot in the night sky where nothing was visible. No stars, no galaxies, no nothing. To our understanding on that day, there was nothing there. Maybe one or two galaxies would shine dimly in the distance, with light so faint from so far away that we couldn't pick it up with conventional imagery. But instead of Hubble giving us an image of darkness and emptiness, which is ostensibly what most people though was out there before this image, it beamed back that is what is all around us. Pick a tiny speck of the night sky between any two stars, and zoom in far enough, and this is what you see. Galaxies, thousands of them, stretching off into infinity. Every speck of light in that image is a new galaxy, comprising millions to billion of stars. And when Hubble first looked there, we thought it was empty. This isn't the night sky. This is past the stars. This is in between, beside, and behind every single star in the sky. Galaxies stretching off into infinity, innumerable to count. Close your thumb and forefinger into a circle, so there's a tiny gap you can look through. Now hold your arm out to the sky and look through the gap. That picture would fit in that gap, probably. I'm not a mathematician or an astronomer but just go with me on this. Now move your hand back and forth across the sky and remember that picture every single time your hand moves. That is what we discovered the day that image was made. More recently, NASA released the Ultra Deep Field, which is much the same thing. An image that is 1/10,000,000th of the sky. The following link is to that image and is 60 megabytes, so be warned if you're on mobile. That times 10 million is what is around us.
Want to really break your brain? Zoom in on this and look at how many stars there are. And that's one galaxy. The Hubble Ultra Deep Field has approximately 10,000 and like you said, that's 1/10,000,000th of the night sky.
Something similar, in video form, for the Andromeda Galaxy. Gigapixels of Andromeda.
Response 5.
Pale blue dot.
Humble brag, my parents are in that picture.
There would be a lot of people having sex in that photo, too. So your parents were basically in porn.
Sad face.
It's okay. My parents were also in it.
I know.
Enhance.
Response 6.
Zbigniew Religa after first 24 hours heart transplant operation. The patient outlived him.
This is the one that came to mind for me. This has been my favorite photo for years. The look in his eyes, the scrub tech or resident in the corner, he or floor. I just love it.
I didn't even see the person on the floor until you said something.
Response 7.
This is the single highest resolution picture that has ever been shot. Looked at this for hours, just searching for something new to discover. Edit, love looking at the hilarious things you guys found. Hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Thanks for that.
I spy a white van under a tree. Some extra info, it's the back side of the van, there is also a bicyclist and a street sign.
Response 8.
My vote would go to The Burning Monk.
In the same respect as craziness happening before people's eyes, I'd like to submit this photo a smart photographer managed to take of the crowd watching as the South Tower collapsed on 9/11.
Imagine, in all that chaos, in the giant world-changing collision, one guy realized what photo nobody else was going to take that day. It's breathtaking how much emotion they managed to capture.
The mind of a true photographer.
Response 9.
The Last Jew in Vinnitsa, 1941.
Imagine what he'd already been through, just for it all to end like that. His face is what got me. It's so gaunt, he was barely surviving as it was, and a pit filled with bodies is the last thing he ever sees. It breaks my heart.
That's the look of a man who has accepted his fate. In front of him lay the bodies of human beings who were potentially his friends and family, all they had was each other. Behind him, men who would kill him for nothing other than the culture that he was born into. There was nothing left for him here.
Response 10.
For me it's this picture of a nuclear blast a fraction of a second after it detonated, by Harold Eugene Edgerton. Edit, got time frame wrong.
Is there a size reference for how big this is?
I had a presentation about this once, really interesting stuff. This is about 100 feet 30 meters in diameter. You can read more about it here, and here also more photos. They look eerily unnatural. Video of it.
Well, it is pretty damn unnatural. Sure, stars run on nuclear power, but that's fusion rather than fission. Indeed, I doubt that a blast of nuclear fission would happen like this, of this magnitude, in open space where it could be seen, in nature without some form of manipulation. For a human to see something that happens so fast is also unnatural. For the human to live upon witnessing such an event? Also unnatural.
Response 11.
The Priest and the Dying Soldier, by Hector Rondon Lovera.
Deleted.
Bravery. Outstanding bravery and courage of the priest is the context behind this photo. Quote, Navy Chaplain Luis Padilla gives last rites to a soldier wounded by sniper fire during a revolt in Venezuela. Braving the streets amid sniper fire, to offer last rites to the dying, the priest encountered a wounded soldier, who pulled himself up by clinging to the priest's cassock, as bullets chewed up the concrete around them. Quote, the photographer Hector Rondon Lovera, who had to lie flat to avoid getting shot, later said that he was unsure how he managed to take this picture. I found myself in solid lead for 45 minutes, I was flattened against the wall while bullets were flying, when the priest appeared. The truth is, I don't know how I took those pictures. Lying on the ground, Rondon shot the photo of the government soldier crawling his way up Navy Chaplain Luis Padilla's robe as Padilla looks in the direction of the rebel sniper fire. https rarehistoricalphotos.com Priest Dying Soldier 1962 https rarehistoricalphotos.com Priest Dying Soldier 1962
One of the best websites ever.